synopsis of what is transpiring as of right now in the crypto market. And again, YouTube being a little difficult here trying to get the live out. I can only hope, which I know it's not, but I know it's going to be in a tiny screen. YouTube just for whatever reason is not allowing us, or at least me at the moment, to put the content out in horizontal, which is very annoying. Because they're trying to push their vertical platform. But as you guys know, it doesn't really vibe too well with the way I do my stuff. So it's unfortunate. But, again, I have to deal with the same stuff that's been going on for this entire year now. As YouTube makes it increasingly difficult for me to put my content out in a live setting. So, unfortunately, I know it's in a small setting. I know it's in the vertical. For whatever reason, YouTube will not let me do it any other way. So, I'm not exactly sure what to do with it. It's either I don't do the lives and I just do updates, or I still try to do the live and hopefully in the days to come they'll fix it. I'm not exactly sure what the solution is, but it is rather bizarre and it's annoying, So, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I apologize for the fact that it's going to be super difficult to see. And, this is going to play into the algorithm as well, because not as many people are going to watch with the settings the way they are. So it's kind of catch-22 I'm in, So I don't want people to be turned away because the content, for whatever reason, YouTube will not let me put these lives out horizontal. I don't know why. I've tried everything. I've been doing this for 4 years, so I know everything there is to know about YouTube, and how to do my show, and how to do the settings. It's just, I don't know. It makes it a little bizarre, but I'll be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see how many people decide to stick around. It's rather difficult for me too to try to do this in this setting because of the kind of screen that I use. Like I use the horizontal setting for a reason. It allows me to get more of my content out, but now the last couple days in the live, it's just been, it's been so super annoying. I know other YouTubers are absolutely having the problem. I know Gregory Manarino a lot of times lately has just been doing updates instead of the live. So I've seen a lot of people are having problems. It's a little frustrating, to be honest, because I don't see any reason for it to be this difficult besides the fact that they are trying to monopolize YouTube into a TikTok style platform. And now they're kind of forcing us to do it like this, even though it's not what I want. It's not what many other people want that are doing. Like if I wanted to do a live on my phone, I would. Like to force me to do it in vertical, I might as well just be, there's no point in me even having the technology I have. It doesn't showcase it. So I'll still do the lives. It's just, I'm a little frustrated is all. Because, it's not just like I'm doing this one time and trying to get it to start. I tried to do it so many times to where it's just like, you know what? There's no way around it. I used to be able to get around it. Now I can't. So I'm not exactly sure what the solution is, but I feel like this is on purpose. So we'll get past this. And right now we've got 85 people in here at least. So we'll do the best we can. And I'll just keep it in, the real time. Thank you, IQ. I know it's not that bad. I know you can make it, you can turn your screen horizontal and make it a little bit bigger. But the fact remains that we shouldn't have to do all of that just to try to be able to do this, So, but welcome in, everybody. I digress. What we're seeing in crypto is bad enough. It seems like, at least for now, we've been paying back the donors who paid, who were behind Harris and Trump. And they had a nice pump in the market, kind of a thank you for all your donations. Here's a little bit of a return. And now on the way back down, it really feels like we're becoming this big exit liquidity. And it's becoming a rather interesting phenomenon. If you look at precious metals, this is one of the most bizarre things I've seen in a long time. You have gold at 3,124. It was up another $30 today. Record highs. and you got like B2 Gold down 1%, down 10% in the last 2 days to 285. You know, you've got mining stocks that are basically invisible at this point when it comes to a gigantic rally, and maybe that speaks volumes to what's coming with the tariffs, aka as Trump called it, Liberation Day. There's been a statement that there's going to be a 20% tariff across the board. So if that's the case, products in the USA across the board will be 20% more expensive. And if you're used to paying $10 for something, it's now going to cost you $12. If you buy something for $100, it'll cost you $120. If you buy something for $1,000, it'll cost you $1,200. I mean, it's a big difference. If you buy a $100,000 house, now it's going to cost $120,000. You get where I'm going? So money has to pile from somewhere. And in my opinion, what's happening here is, and I think it's a telling sign, when some money left the silver market as well, the precious metals and silver, and they found their way to gold, what ends up happening is risk assets end up being sold off and things like that. Yeah, you know why it doesn't feel as bad as in the past? Because now they will let you make the screen bigger. I noticed that when I was testing it on my phone, because I'm like, it doesn't seem like the traditional vertical setting like they used to have. I agree with you, because when you turn your phone sideways, or at least when I was trying to, it would do it. What's going on here? Well, now it won't let me? Well, whatever the case may be, I don't know, it's still, for me, it's still, it's super, super annoying. Like, that's all I'm going to say. But I mean, it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. But I think it's important that I'm, at least, I think it's still important for me to do it like this, even if it looks like shish kebabs in comparison to how it usually does. I think it's better than me just doing an update. So I like the lives. I like to be around everybody. I like to have the back and forth. So, you know, I'd like to have everybody here. William, thank you so much for the $1.49 donation. I greatly appreciate that, IQ. Much, much, much appreciated. Shane says I would be here even if I couldn't see you, Tom. I appreciate that. I do. So, let's get through here now. So, when we're looking at crypto, I continue to ask the question. I know Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin like he always does. I understand that. His strike price is around 64,000, 63,000 is entry price now. And the ironic thing is that monthly time frame is a monthly reverse. Like, that's a monthly engulfing candle to the downside. And the crazy thing is that monthly candle closes in 1 hour and 47 minutes. And if we were looking for any kind of volatility to the upside, and we were trying to get it earlier today, but it never panned out, this could turn into a brutal circumstance here, like a brutal scenario. So, with that monthly being as bad as it is, no, we're not going to close in a new low. We did make a new low on the monthly candle, but we're closing well above it. You know, you'd have to be below 78,200. But by no means was this a strong candle to the top side. So, just 6 carriage returns drawn vertically on my phone. Yeah, on your phone it should look good still. Where it's going to affect you is if you have a horizontal device. Like if you're on a tablet, you know, or like maybe on a computer. But on the phone it's going to look great. This is made for the phone now. That's what they're doing. They're trying to make it to where you cater more to the people on the phones instead of like computers. And I don't know. Hey, it is what it is. At least we get to be together though. So I'm gonna take a negative and turn it into a positive. Yes, we do. We do need Bitcoin to come down to spark alt season, but remember, at the same time, you want to see more money piling into altcoins and Ethereum, and you want Bitcoin dominance to drop at the same time. Bitcoin dominance is hitting a cycle high right now. We're getting back up there, folks. This is the problem. Bitcoin dominance is increasing while the rest of the market is dropping. So, like, as much as this needs to happen to reverse it into, you know, reverse it back into an alt season, some of the metrics just aren't being met right now. Like, Bitcoin dominance is increasing as the Bitcoin price is dropping. As alts are getting slaughtered, the Bitcoin dominance is increasing. So it's like, you know, some things just aren't metrically founded in a good way. Tom, big things coming to DGB. Oh, I know. I know big things are coming to Digibyte. Believe me, I do know. AI will be a big thing. I think that this is mimicking, though, and the reason why I sold out of DGB over the weekend when I was at 1.002, as I showed my sell thing, which was literally just less than 17 minutes before that 10% dump happened all at once, which was ironic. Some would say I had insider trading with selling it that close to that happening. Um, but I seen a generality on here, and I seen a pattern that was mimicking this, and I said, oh shit. Like we're just before this, not this one. We're just before that mimic point. Oh, wait a minute, not here. I think it was Theta. It was Theta. Theta's the one that let me know what was going to happen in DGB. I think it was Theta. Man, Theta's come so freaking far down now. It's like hard to even see that it was, man, that's a long ways down there. All of these are, though. Like, the more I look at this, they're all on that universal bear flag. I can't make this up. Like, all of them are descending, broadening. All of this looks equal, no matter which chart I look at. You start to see this same play. I'm not trying to make it up. I'm just saying we're seeing the same play across the board. That's why I said I've got vibes of 2021 all over again. When everybody was trying to buy the bottom and it just, the top was already in for the time. And then while everybody was trying to find the bottom fell out. And I've got a strange feeling, unfortunately, that the bottom's starting to fall out here again. And like if these bear flags play out, look at Filecoin. There is no freaking way. If Filecoin's at 43 cents, it's going to be very hard pressed for me to buy a lot of things. But I mean, look at this. That's incredible. And that's the short term. Look at the long. Like, this is incredible what's happening across the market. Like, I almost say this is unprecedented because a lot of these are already at cycle lows, if not worse. And they look like they're going to fall off a freaking cliff. Like, seriously. We literally look like we're on the edge. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, to be honest with you. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be a signal here to buy. But right now, I'm not seeing it. I can only go by what my gut says. And my gut says that we might be coming all the way through here. Like, that might be a double top here. A very distinct double top. Boom, boom. If it comes through, I mean, I could see it filling this gap from so long ago at 0003 if we do fall straight through. It could get ugly, but we're going to have to be patient. Like somebody said, patient. But I say the same thing every year. After we have a run up, I always talk about it. Usually once you get into the summertime, late fall or late spring, early summer to midsummer, you'll get a nice drop in the market as everybody's enjoying the time outside. And then when the pumpkins come out, when you start seeing pumpkins, that's when you should start to be like, all right, something's about to happen here if we're meant to move. Now, that doesn't mean nothing's going to happen in between because it seems like we're in an unfinished market. But I feel like in this particular one, they needed retail as exit liquidity as they paid off the donors, the big donors. I'm serious. You guys can tell me whatever you would like. But it had to take some kind of fortitude for me to sell the DGB the way I did. So you got to read between the lines. Like I talked about this in January, late December, starting the day after my birthday. But we talked about how everybody, including the local gas station attendee, is telling me what to buy now in crypto. When I tried to explain to them in 2022 and 3, they didn't want to know nothing about it. Now these same people who wouldn't listen to me the time of day are trying to tell me that crypto is a can't miss and all this. It's like the local shoe shiner. Once that happened, I even came on and said, guys, I sold 70% of my portfolio, all the non-essentials plus the overages, and I took massive profit. And that was back in December, early January. Like, that's how long ago this was. And now the market, it's rewarding because I didn't listen to anybody else. I just listened to what I can see, and it's a bunch of shit now. It's I don't think it's done. I think we're gonna drop, but I don't think we're done yet as far as the overall market move up. But I do think we're gonna have a drop before that market move up. And I've been talking about it, and it's happening in real time. It's been happening since I've been talking about it. It's all in losing. Thanks for the $5 donation. Just curious your take, Tom. Market wide across all markets in the short. What directions max pain? Short term max pain would be the downside. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody keeps saying how so many people are saying we're bearish. I disagree. Across the board, everybody's telling you why you need to buy before Bitcoin goes back up to 100,000. I'm not seeing the overtly bearish. I see some people talking bearish, but they're still buying as they talk bearish. Like, I'm talking bearish from a perspective of I don't want to buy any of this shit. In fact, I leveraged out of it, which means I just let go of a lot of positions, not leverage traded. But I feel like we flipped the cycle. I can't help it that we're in a bear market again. That's why you see more red than green. And that's why every time you have an up day, you have an even bigger down day. It happens. It's been too routine right now. So the odds to me say we're going down, even though most people want to suggest that we should go up. I'm not seeing that anymore. I haven't seen that since late December, early January, but I tried to find every reason why it would go up. But the technical drop here, we targeted this right if it broke this, and we had the target right when it was breaking down. And the technical target's at $1.96. Why the hell should I give up on it now when it hasn't even hit the official drop out of that metric? Like, I understand we want to be overtly bullish all the time, but I can't do it. You know, I don't make enough money to where I can just piss away it all in the market and then just buy it all the way down. Like, if you have that much money, God bless you, but I don't. You know, I do very well, but at the same time, if I kept with that philosophy, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. You know, at a certain point, you got to call a spade and say, listen, we're throwing money into a fucking wasting pit, and it's like a tar pit. It's just sucking it away. Like, you've literally found Scrooge McDuck. He smells your money, and he's throwing it into his friggin' vault right now. Like, I'm serious. Like, let's stop giving to the institutions right now and to the big business, because we're funding all of this right now. It's ridiculous. Like I said a few days ago, a few weeks ago, this gives me vibes of 2021 again. I hate saying that, but it's reacting the exact same way. Everybody expected there's no way it's going to go down. And even when we're 50% across the board, everybody still thinks we're in a bull market. You can't have it both ways. And yes, I often have to be the voice of reality or realism. But I don't want to necessarily break everybody's balls. You know, I don't really want to make everybody feel like we're in a big problem here. But, you know, I live in a 1,200 square foot house. Yes, I've remodeled it now. It's paid off and it's remodeled for the most part. I still have a few days of work left, but it's coming along very nicely. And I live a modest life, but at the same time, I may live below my means, but I'll have no means if I let the market take all my money. It's not going to happen. That's why I always say, if you watch me, you're going to know before these big drops happen. And we've measured out this head and shoulders pattern. And now, and I feel a little bad because I came on strong in the comments this morning for some reason to one person who obviously didn't deserve it. But they said, when did we put in a second? We've already put in one head and shoulders, the right arm. Where's the second one? And because I said it's the right arm, and he's like, oh, I thought you were talking about a right shoulder, and I might have said it a little too strong in the comments. But I was just saying, like, you know, if we pull down here, this is going to officially confirm this right arm. And I understand we already put the shoulder, but the arm's not confirmed yet. The arm's what you have to worry about right now. So it's I gotta read what that said. So yeah, I mean, this was our projection when it was going around the top, and we projected a couple different ways it could go. But when our projection came through, this is where we kept seeing it. If we were going to hold right down this section. Juan said, today I watched a video of an influencer with more than 375,000 that has been Super Bowl in XRP saying, ooh, I want to see what the rest of that says. Saying he will take profit above all-time highs, saying he would sell 20% of his bag if it drops below $1.80. I mean, at that point at $1.80, I'm not sure. It's a tough bag, though. It's tough. I could see why. If we are holding long term, yes, yes, yes. If you're holding long term and the market goes from, depends where you bought it too. If you're somebody bought it at 30 cents and you want to wait for it to go up and down, left and right, and just not take profit, that's one thing. But if you're somebody who bought it at 250, 350, or 320, and then you ride it all the way down to 40 cents in the negative the whole time, well, yeah, then you are absolutely funding the project because you could take that money and put it in a CD. Wait, here's my point, everybody. If you've got $10,000 in XRP and you're just going to let it sit, and if we knew, because nobody knows for sure, but let's say it goes down to 50 cents, a dollar 50. $1.50 is not so bad. In this circumstance, $1.50 is not so bad. Like, that's why it's hard for me to say, oh, if you sell it at $1.80, that's a weird spot to me, honestly. If I was going to sell 20%, I'd do it at $1.96, not $1.80. I'm not sure the relevance of $1.80 on this entire pattern. Now, I can understand it from that monthly FVG that we've used as support at like $1.82. Okay, I understand it from that perspective. That he wants to sell after losing the monthly gap. So that, I would understand that. But like that $1.50 is a lot right now. Because it technically, so I mean it's it's so tough right now. It is tough. Because once this comes through, I don't believe XRP is all done just yet. But I need to see how we react at that daily. That 2-hour time frame is right there. And it's lined up perfectly with the drop right now. That's at about $1.94. I need to see this reaction. We need to see it. I told you all the other day, it's going down below $1, right at $1, a little bit lower, maybe 81 cents. I mean, I don't like the I told you so game. You know, everybody says I told you so. That's great. You know, I could be, oh, I told you so in fucking December that, you know, I sold 70% of my portfolio and you should too. No, that's not the way it works. You know, I've preached it. You know, anybody can say they told you so. Because you could say 5 different things and then the one thing you say and then you just say, oh, I told you so. I said 17 days ago it was going to go down. You know, I get that. Never say never, Papa. Never say never. There's gaps on XRP as low as the heart and mind can imagine. So never say never. Because technically you do not want to come back down here on a head and shoulder. Like, you don't want this to be a right arm. Because if it is, if you come below this section, I mean, there's nothing holding you up until 97. Like, really, we don't have anything to hold us of significance. That's the problem here. We don't have a lot of anything. One could argue that this is a bearish broadening wedge forming. And then if it is, it would have to come down to $1.66 at least. But if that's the case, then it comes under the daily 200. And now you just draw a whole bunch of problems. And don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Monday morning. And it's beautiful not because the screen is so small and you can't see all this bearishness, but because we're all together. God is present in these discussions. And I believe we're being guided by our Lord and Savior because of our beliefs. So I think all of us being together, we never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So we embrace the moment we have together on this Monday. Believe it or not, the last Monday of the month. Believe it or not, the escrow dump is tomorrow. Believe it or not, the monthly candle closes in 1 hour and 32 minutes. So, a lot of bearish things that are starting to develop here. And I, for one, I'm not going to lie to my audience. I think we're coming down, and I very well think that we could very well tap that 98.48 billion on XRP. What do you think of those Magolies? What do you think about those, what do you think about it? That's a 17% drop in market cap. Over $20 billion. You think it can't happen or you think it will happen? That looks like a bear flag to me. Yeah, I sold out of H-bar. It was somewhat above 20 cents, if not, it was a little bit higher than 20. Something I talked about in the live last week. And it wasn't because I wanted to. It was just we had a breakdown moment when it shouldn't have. And then I had a target down here. First 14.3. But my fear is that it's going to come all the way down. And it's going to fill this out exactly like I drew it. At minimum. that it's going to fill that out exactly. Something like that. And the problem with this is it almost looks like, and forgive me for saying this, it almost looks like this could be the play where they wipe out a lot of the meme tokens here. If we do come down through another 50 or 75%, and that's why I think XRP is in a beautiful spot right now. Just the fact that it's still at $2.07, for peep's sake, everybody. DGB's back down to 0083. 0083. ZIL is basically below its bear market levels. It's below its bear market level when it broke out in November. I'm being serious. We're below there. You know, I'm telling you, I think we're going to new lows on a lot of these tokens, and we're going to get rich if we play this right. I think, like somebody was talking about the general narrative, I think what they did is they put it all through the media to buy, all through the news to buy, all through the president about the reserve, all this about the Bitcoin reserve and how it's going to be the land of the money, and yada, yada, yada. Just listen to the narratives. Remember the other thing that made me sell out of a lot of things. Robert Kiyosaki, Mike Maloney's channel, and a bunch of others came out and said to sell your gold and silver and buy Bitcoin. I'm like, are you out of your fucking minds? I came on and I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't know what's going on here. Mike Maloney wasn't saying it. He had Alan Hibbert on to say it, but it's his station. But I'm just saying, like, now all of this stuff happens. So how can we go low? So how can we go lower when they trick us? No, that would be the illusion that we're going higher. The illusion is we're going higher. Don't you understand, everybody? The illusion is they're telling us we're going to oblivion. That allows us to go lower. I don't know how much lower we can go. You know, I don't know how much lower we can go. But it looks like gigantic bear flags have formed across the market that could bring us anywhere from 30 to 60% down across the freaking board. There's a scenario DGB flips a fucking zero. Like, don't take my word for it. I was crushed to sell DGB. Crushed. There's nothing that I hate not having more than DGB, including XRP. But when it gave me the signal, I couldn't ignore it. I told the audience, I'm like, it's devastating. Dropped off another 18.5% already. No, Papa Wheelie. Nope. I said never say never. You're correct. You did not say. I don't think we're going to drop below $1 this time, hopefully. I think that $1.50 FVG is what we're targeting for XRP. That's why in my titles, I keep saying Bitcoin to 64K, XRP $1.50. You know, if we're gonna fall. There's no guarantee we are. It's just some people are messaging me now saying it's kind of hard. You keep saying it might not fall, but now we're down all this way. So don't you think you're right at this point? It's like it's not about being right. It's about understanding what comes after the first 40%. Now that it's dropped 40%, I don't care right now what's happened during those drops. I need to know if we're gonna fall out. And the technical drop right now, assuming we lose the support, I mean, on this little flag we have, that could get you all the way down to $1.78. So it's like we're starting to lose structural resistance as far as holding us up. Look at this. That's a massive bear flag in the making. It's across the board. And some of them, like, if you want to look deeper, look at friggin' Theta. The fact Theta's down at 80 cents is it's soul crushing. Theta's a massive player in the Internet of Things, building the new internet with Filecoin for all due purposes. So it's an incredible thing that we're seeing right now. Incredible. Freaking incredible. And it looks like we're just going to come back farther. I still have my algo. I'm not like algo is one of them that never did anything. So I've already got the return I needed in algo. And then as it goes down, I'll just take the profits that were done from higher up and reinvest back in because I had bought it so cheap, like 10, 15, 17. Then I wrote it up, sold some out, And now it's just about rebuying back what I had. So algo's a little different. Just like XRP is a little different. What was that, Julie? Oh, that's okay. It's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do. But no, let's not focus on portfolios so much. Let's focus on what comes next. What comes next? Can we get out of this? Short term, it's going to be difficult because of the stupid tariffs on the second and third. And now with the continuing talk of increased tariffs and 20% across the board, it's just something we're going to have to deal with. My heart of hearts say that we're in big bear flags. Like, these are big bear flags, and yes, we're going to go lower. And if that's the case with XRP, we're looking between 15 and 20%. Because that looks like a big bear flag. You know, and if it... God, I hate saying it, though. But if it happens, I mean, we're going to find ourselves in a situation. Now, the situational tug would have to be under $1.94. That's the thing. Like, that's our 200-day support. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to bounce back eventually, but we're getting to a point now where we're in kind of like, I don't want to say we're going down Schitt's Creek, but we've definitely arrived at Shittsville. And we very well could take a ride down, let's just call it this bloody spectacular thrill ride of the century. Good evening. 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, March 31st, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Soon, if the market keeps dropping like this, we'll be presenting from you in my new cardboard box with my new fancy plastic wrap. So, but right now we're good. We're still able to record. We can still pay the bills. But, you know, if this keeps happening, I might be coming to you from box. But that's just crypto for you. Some days you live in a mansion, the next day you're out in a paper box. So just make sure you're trading with money you are not looking to spend immediately. Because this is chaos. This is chaos. And it's no fun when this happens, except when you have dry powder and you can front run it. And then if it does make these big dumps, you know, then you can start to, yeah, you get it. Oh, yeah. I'll join you guys in the paper box. Yep. But I hate the fact that it feels like 21 again. The only difference between now and 21 is the fact XRP still at $2.07, but everything else is worse than 21. Like, think about that. Most of this stuff is worse than 2021 at prices, except XRP, Bitcoin, maybe a few others. Algo's getting crucified compared to 21. XRP's doing great. XLM's getting crucified. DGB might as well not even be on this side of the cliff. ZIL is at new lows that it didn't even see in 21, or at least so it's below there. You know, V-Chain's getting bitch slapped. H-Bar has been up and down, left and right. It don't know which way's up or sunny side down. It just knows that it's been up and down and left and right, but now it's starting to go back down the wrong direction. You know, we've got a lot of things that we look at and we're like, what the hell? IOTA at 16.8 cents. You're talking about a token that at one point was around $6. So it's like, I'm not bearish because I want to be. I'm bearish because we're fucking bearish. I always tell everybody, I'm not the bearish bitch. I don't want to be the bearish person or the bearish bull, as some used to call me. Well, I called me the bearish bitch back in 22, which is fine. I get it. But look at this. Universal are getting roped. They're roping us in. Like, can we get a reversal one fucking day? Like, that's my question. Or is this just going to be straight fucking down? Straight down, because we got rejected right at the bearish signal. Like, that was the signal that this is a right shoulder. And confirmation would be if we lose 77. Like, do we really want to go down this path? I'm just asking you guys, do we want to go down this path if we think it's bullish? How is XLM looking? Like hot garbage, just like XRP in the short term. Because it reversed back down into a trajectory that you don't want. We didn't want this push. You know, so it's not that it's done, but even if it's bullish, that means now it's opened up the door to 19.7. Death cross in the daily. All indications suggest we could be coming down to 19.7 cents. Unless for whatever reason we hold right here at like 24.6. So I mean, descending consolidation, possibly descending wedge. But even if so, this could get us out into the end of May, and that's at 15.6 cents if it's the apex. So yeah, there's a very real chance that we drop 40% in this market from here, which is a kick in the dick. But it's still setting up for something larger, especially if you hold the formation. It's an interesting spot we're in right now. And I hope, beyond hope, that some volatility comes in now. Like, we've been beaten up. We've been beaten down. I would like to see some volatility to the upside here one of these days. And not just the 10, 15% move that ends up losing 25% the next 48 hours. I mean a bona fide move. But one of the warning signs, I seen somebody talk about gold is hot. It is. But one of the warning signs that something ain't right is the fact that the gold mining stocks are being humiliated. The fact B2 gold is down 10.5% in the last 2 trading sessions is crazy. I think silver's a steal right now. I think silver, the silver miners, and for gold, the gold mining stocks that are being beaten up right now, the ones that pay the dividend, the ones that are real companies, that are good companies. Like right now, B2 Gold is giving you like 6.3% to hold your money. And even though B2 Gold can't seem to get its shit together, we've been on B2 Gold for a while. And from this recent time, it was down at like 240. So now for the last several months, we're getting a 6.2% yearly dividend roughly. And it's up 40 cents a token or a share. It's not doing diddly squat though in comparison to gold. Like it's crazy. It's almost like we're being given, you know, different things to tell us like something ain't right here. We already know the target here if this breaks down, and this would be catastrophic. On the way up, it'd be 3.34. Ready for this? If it came down, are you ready for a $1.95 trillion total crypto market cap? Coming down to the uptrend, because I see no reason why if it comes there at 1.61. It's incredible when you start to look at this, if it does break down. You know, the total 3, which is everything but Bitcoin and Ethereum. The trajectory it's on with this rejection, we talked about it. It could come all the way back down. And now you start talking about this big drop down. And are we really going to come down to under 600 billion? Because if we are, that's a lot of capital being lost out of crypto. And frickin' A, man. Friggin' A is all I'm going to say. I mean, you guys are going to have to make that decision if this is a good spot to dollar cost average. I feel like this is a falling knife right now. And I feel like it's played out too much now to where every chance we've had to break out, like Algo has a chance, but in the daily, there's a death cross, got rejected on the 20. The only thing holding it up is it's on the outside of a perceived short-term breakout, but the longer-term breakout isn't even, there's nothing there. You've got to take it into the short term, which this could just be a descending bearish wedge that it bounced out prematurely, and if it breaks down, it'll end up just falling through down to like 4 cents. So I don't know. To me, I wouldn't buy it. There's not a fucking chance. Not right now. I wouldn't buy anything in the market right now. It's showing me too much negativity. Yeah, the total 3, everything's included except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Indeed. Everything. So the only difference that you're seeing on the Bitcoin and Ethereum is basically taken out. The heat maps are going to be lit up in both directions right now, I have a feeling. If I had to guess. Oh, I only have the Bitcoin one on. That's fine. I just want to see the Bitcoin one anyhow. Ooh. The biggest liquidation zone's below us on Bitcoin right now. Looks like that 79. I got to pull it into the monthly. Oh, that is the monthly. Oh, fuck. I mean, it's definitely looking like it wants to come down here. Short term. There's some over the top at 90K. The problem is we took that out right before we came down here. Most of it. We came up here and tried to take out. It looks ugly to me. I guess this looks ugly. I mean, you got a lot of liquidity coming down as well, but there's small areas on both sides. I mean, a lot. Even down to like 75 is not too bad right now. But you also have these zones above that there's nothing because all the trading's happening within those two sections. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. I think this is bizarre. It's so bizarre. Is it really at 34? There's no way. I just don't feel like that can be right. I mean, which one's right now? Is it 24 or 34? Because this one's been stuck at 24 for days. This one has an active countdown. So, I mean, it feels like we're at, what, 34? That seems high for right now. Let's go to XRP real quick. In the monthly. Oops. I mean, you got some liquidity up there, but it's not as much as I would have expected to be over on the top. If I'm being honest, I was expecting to see a lot more up here. There's not as much as I thought up here. Probably because we just came up here. Fuck, I mean, there's enough to satisfy it on the way down, too. That's the problem. I don't know. It's going to be dicey. It's going to be dicey, honestly. This whole thing's going to be dicey. This is where we need to see a reversal. And I was talking about it earlier when we were at $2.14 for XRP. Like, we needed to push through. It's kind of, it's not frustrating, but it kind of sucks to see us right back here. Algorand to be listed on BITUNIX. Well, we already, oh, on the regular BITUNIX, huh? That's good. See if we got anything to read about XRP. Funding rates are negative now. Interesting. Let's see. Interesting Ripple XRP price prediction. Watch out. XRP is hovering near critical support at $2. A rebound could push it toward 280, but failure may open the door to short setups and deeper pullbacks. In addition, massive whale sell-offs as of late raise the risk about a further correction. That's something we've talked about the last couple of weeks. How it seems like bulls are strategically selling out, or the whales. Can bulls regain control? Ripple's XRP witnessed a substantial resurgence on March 19th when the company's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, announced the end of the legal battle between his entity and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The price quickly soared to $2.60, but just as abruptly, it headed south in the following days in what seemed a sell of the news moment. The pullback intensified in the past few days, and XRP neared the psychological level of $2 just hours ago. It currently trades at around $2.09. It currently, let's see, representing a 20% decline since the local peak observed at the time of Garlinghouse's disclosure. Despite the negative performance, XRP remains a favorite topic for analysts, and many have touched upon the matter recently. The X user, moving below $2.10 and holding there for a while can lead to a short. However, moving towards $2.33 and then a healthy reversal will offer a better short opportunity. Holding above $2.33 for a while may lead to a long. We now need to wait for the next healthy, mature trade setup to engage with the trade they specified. I don't care about all these people they're talking about. I just want to know what's going on with XRP, not what everybody else says. No. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, that's good. They're showing the head and shoulders, if it happens. So XRP's multi-month uptrend may be approaching a critical inflection point. A well-defined bearish reversal pattern warning that a breakdown could trigger significant downside movement. I'd be shocked if this actually breaks higher. The analyst wrote, adding blah, 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 blah. So his central thesis is built on a classic head and shoulders pattern, a formation widely recognized by traders as a precursor to a major trend reversal. The chart based on the XRP USD daily time frame reveals a symmetrical triple peak structure that fits the textbook definition of a head and shoulders pattern. The left shoulder formed between early and mid-December 2024, topping out near the $2.90 level. This would followed by a higher high in mid-January in 2025 when XRP briefly surged to approximately $3.40, forming the head. Subsequently, the right shoulder developed throughout mid-February and March 2025 with the lower high around $3 region. The neckline, a critical horizontal support level that connects the swing lows between the shoulders, is drawn precisely at the $2 mark. This level is not only a psychological round number, but also structurally significant, having acted as support multiple times since December of last year. Outplaying the pattern is the Ichimoku cloud indicator. The Ichimoku metrics currently reinforce the bearish outlook. XRP is trading beneath both the Tenkan Sen conversion line at $2.24 and the Kijun Sen baseline at $2.45, both of which are flatlining, indicating a loss of upward momentum. The Senkou Span A, leading Span A, currently at $248.36, and Senkou Span B at $1.94, form a cloud that is thick, flat, and bearish. Price action is consolidating within the cloud, but the cloud ahead turns red, forecasting resistance and trend weakness in the sessions to come. Olszewicz stated unequivocally in his live stream that if the pattern confirms with a breakdown, you'd be expecting $1.13, $1.40. Let's see. So this range represents the potential depth of the head and shoulders formation calculated by subtracting the height from the head at $3.40 to the neckline $2.10, which gives approximately $1.30 of projected downside. When subtracted from the neckline level, the yields target between $1.10 and $1.40 depending on volatility and order book depth. He added there is not an impossibility that this just rolls over the entirety of the move. Now that would be an end of the cycle stuff. That would be a bearish legacy, bearish everything, right? But that is in the cards here. You can't say it's not until we're back above $2.85. With that, Olszewicz clearly defined 285 as the invalidation level for the bearish thesis. Notably, this level marks the last significant lower high before price began to roll over. And it coincides with the top of the right shoulder. A close above that point would invalidate the head and shoulders formation and likely suggest a continuation of bullish cycle. Until then, however, the risk remains tilted to the downside, as XRP presently is around $2.07. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Winding down here to the end of this, make sure you hit that like button if you're in here. Hit that subscribe button if you appreciate the content. If you're looking to trade crypto, I would get on board with BITUNIX. Make sure that you have it set up during these drops. So then if we do have a significant drop and you want to trade crypto, XRP's on BITUNIX. They never got rid of it, even during the times of the lawsuit in 2020. They have no KYC or VPN worldwide. And they have the lowest spot and leverage trading fees and lowest maker-taker fees. So, it gives you a trading advantage, in my opinion, because you don't have to pay all the fees. So that's there in the Video description below and pinned comments when this gets posted, but also on my homepage. You can send a donation, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo if you want. Or you can join Tom's Army. But please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see so much more and you want to stay ahead with me. Let's see. What's that? What? At 7? Right after his meal?
Right after I cut his nail.
He's ready for school already in the morning. I'm going to be done in like 5 minutes, Julie. I know you're probably getting tired. I'll help you finish this after, okay? Whatever we have. XRP price fate hangs on $2. I love this. So XRP price started a fresh decline below the $2.20. Julie, can you give me a water, please? I appreciate it. Below the $2.20 zone. The price is now showing a few bearish signs and might decline below $2.05. XRP price started a fresh decline after it failed to clear the $2.22 resistance zone. The price is now trading below $2.15 in the 100 hourly simple moving average. There was a connecting bearish trend line forming with resistance at $2.14.8 on the hourly chart of the XRP USD paired data source from Kraken. The pair might extend losses if it breaks below the $2.05 support. XRP price failed to continue higher above the $2.22 resistance zone and reacted to the downside. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, the price declined below the $2.20 and $2.12 level. The pair even tested the $2.08 zone. A low was formed at 2.081, and the price is now consolidating losses. And we fell below that as well at one point. The current price action is bearish below the 23.6% fib retracement level of the recent decline from 221.5 swing high to $2.08.1 low. The price is now trading below $2.15 in the 100 hourly simple moving average. On the upside, the price might face resistance near the $2.15 level, which we got resisted there today. Bearish trend line forming with resistance at 214.8. On the hourly chart of the XRP USD pair, the trend line is near the 50% fib retracement level of the recent decline from 221.5 swing high to the $2.08.1 low. The first major resistance is near the $2.18 level. The next resistance is $2.20. A clear move above $2.20 resistance might send the price toward $2.25. Any move gains might send the price toward $2.28 to a resistance of even near $2.30, with the next major hurdle for the bulls at $2.32 if it gains that much. If there's more losses, XRP fails to clear the $2.15 resistance zone, it could start another decline. Initial support on the downside is near the $2.08 level. The next major support is near $2.05. The downside break in a close below $2.05 level. The price may continue towards $2, and the major support sits at the $1.88 zone. The moving average convergence divergence in the hourly has the XRP USD pair says it's now gaining pace in the bearish zone. The hourly relative strength index, or RSI, for XRP is now below the 50 level. Major support levels are $2.08 and $2.05. Major resistance is at $2.15 and $2.20. I think that's beautiful. What we've read today to counter with our own technicals. Like, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. My son just fell asleep, and I want to go make sure that everything's done because Julie's going to be calling it a night soon. She gets up at 5:30 in the morning every day, and I usually get up about 6:45, 7. So I like when she's able to rest, get her foot rested, relax, and do what she needs to do. So she said I'm such a nice man. That's why. But for XRP, I mean, basically, what we're looking at here is we have to maintain above this support. So at any given time, I mean, at the end of the day, 194 has to hold. If you don't want to drop below $2, I mean, we're going to have to hold this channel support. And we got to start moving around very quickly here if we don't want to have these bigger drops. I'll be very transparent. If we do start reversing up, I'll let everybody know. But we'll continue to try to do this. Even if it puts it in the smaller screen, I'm still going to do this every day in the live. I just like that. I like being live. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow. I really appreciate all of you. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And one more thing. I want to sing one thing today. If you're here still, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here, if you're new, you might not know what this is and you might leave. But I've been singing this since April of 2021, within my first couple weeks on my show. But ladies and gentlemen, I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we are and we may and we will and we do and we always will. Oh, yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. Don't let your emotions dictate. I don't know, though. He looks pretty happy today. I can't tell if he's Pinocchio or if he's asking for a handout today. Here you go, sir. Here's some nice dollars for you. There. So, I hope you guys have a blessed evening. I love singing the sunny days. I love